constituents, but they will defend the freeze on school lunch programs, which is still going to hurt their constituents, albeit to a lesser extent. Case in point.
When you talk about school lunches, hey, I worked my way through high school. I don't know about you, but I worked since I was, before I was even 13 years old. I was picking berries in the field before we had child labor laws that precluded that. I was a paper boy. And when I was in high school, I worked my entire way through. You're telling me that kids who stay at home, instead of going to work at Burger King, McDonald's during the summer, should stay at home and get their free lunch instead of going to work? I think we need to have a top-down review.
Think
about where kids need to actually be.
I would say that's not necessarily a fair assessment of all of the kids. So you would say all the kids in your district who use the free lunch, for example, or breakfast, they're all just sitting at home and not working. Okay, I just want to clarify because that seems like what you were trying to insinuate.
This gives us a chance. This gives us a chance, though, to see where is the money really being spent. Who can actually go and actually produce their own income? Who can actually go out there and do something that makes them have value and work skills for the future? I mean, how many people got their start in fast food restaurants when they were kids versus just giving a blanket rule that gives all kids lunches in high school who are capable of going out and actually getting a job and doing something that makes them have value, thinking about their future instead of thinking about how they're going to sponge out the government when they don't need to.
So that Republican congressman thinks it's a good idea to deny kids meals because they shouldn't be sponging off the government, because these kids should be working as opposed to, being kids and focusing on their schoolwork. We're seeing in...
I don't know if you caught that. I don't know if y'all caught that right there. But did you see that? Did you see that man smiling with his eyes all through that segment when he was talking about that? Because he was so gleeful of the prospect of kids. He didn't say teenagers. He said kids. And we're talking about kids in middle school, summer job at fast food place, at a fast food place that doesn't really pay you but peanuts and take advantage of you. That right there is late stage capitalism. That's what that is. This is a dying system that is not sustainable. So this man, because he's a white devil. That guy right there, that was smiling with his eyes where he was talking about all that, he's a white devil. Okay, just because when you were younger, you were able to, be the paper boy and all of that type of stuff. Times have changed, bro. Times have changed. So just because your situation when you was growing up was one way, doesn't mean that the climate is like that today, bro. Seriously, bro. The United States is the most wealthiest country in the world. Oh, but we can't guarantee our kids to just have free lunch, free breakfast. Oh, we can't afford it, right? Oh, but then these Republican ghouls out here bitch and moan and complain about well, how are we gonna pay for it? How are we gonna pay for it? Oh, you take some of that money from the military budget. That's what you do. Then you can't afford it. Nah, but I see where he's trying to go with that. He's trying to go back to child labor. That's what he's trying to do, because years ago, before a law was enacted that kids under a certain age couldn't be put to work. Oh, but these Republican ghouls out here are trying to get back to that because they want to exploit our children. All for the mighty dollar. Profit. Greed. That's what this is. Greed. Yeah. So, like I said, capitalism is on the way out. It's not sustainable. And I'm not surprised that these Republicans out here are just talking nonsense. So y'all have a good one. Bye.